Not sure what to make of this, to be honest with you, as far as when it's related to these tech layoffs. Twitter, more specifically, actually, quite honestly, it's going to be a little surprising if the rumors are true. Not being 75%, but 50% of Twitter employees will be laid off tomorrow. Um, it, I don't know what, I don't know the details, to be honest. We'll have to wait and see. But quite honestly, it's a little troubling. I can understand Musk if he's trying to get rid of the people that are working from home, um, and wants everyone to be in office. Honestly, I don't know why that would make sense. I mean, you saw productivity go up during the pandemic when people were working remotely. Um, but in reality, after those 2 years, you probably could see some productivity of some people going down. But in reality, if it is for those people, then you get rid of them at that point. Honestly, this one was a little different though. But of course, there could be extenuating circumstances, of course, for those people where the performance has gone down as a result. Because one, it's more of a case where like sort of PTSD type of thing, basically, where having to deal with all this, anxiety and issues and such as a result of the pandemic, and there could have been also death in the family and whatnot as a result of it too. But in reality, I'm not sure who uh, will be, or more of not more of who, but the departments per se that will be laid off, as well as the type of employees, whether it be engineers, sales engineers, the ad operations people, the operational people, the lawyers, or yeah, I would say lawyers, or for that matter, the AI department, ML department, whatever, maybe data science, etc. Um, I mean, yes, it's true. Twitter probably grew too big. Same with there's all these other tech companies, but in reality, I mean, there was a reason why they grew. Um, and trying to trim the fat makes it's absolutely makes sense, but at the same time, you don't know. You really don't know. Um, because a lot of things have come out as a result of Twitter. I mean, Elon trying to now force people, not force, but have people pay for the verification makes no sense. Honestly, I don't even know what he's going to try to do at this point. To be quite honest, I mean, it's more of a case where will he try to hire new product managers and try to make Twitter compete with the B Reels and TikTok out there, or will he try to expand upon it and try to make it like a Facebook? Honestly, I don't know. Um, it's it's a case where now Twitter has become more of the de facto information source hub more than anything else, um, where people will post relevant news or information that has links to whatever the actual expanded upon the related news items. Um, so I'm not sure exactly what he's going to try to do with Twitter. I mean, he could try to make it like a new medium. I don't know. It's a possibility. I mean, I can see that happening too with Medium, where the fact is what Medium did. You have some freebies, but then if you want to expand it upon features, you pay for the premium aspect. The added feature, which is an interesting feature, which Twitter introduced recently, but you have to be a paying member at that, or paying subscriber, I guess, whatever it may be, to be able to edit. That makes sense too, honestly. I could see from this perspective of why Twitter should Twitter Twitterers would be leaving. Not a whole lot though. After Musk's buy of Twitter, being the fact that the deal is finalized, but I can see the U.S. government, or not more the U.S. government, but I don't want to say the SEC, but the SEC as well as um, other agencies um, looking into this more deeply, and maybe to the point where as far as what will the um, aspects of what Musk does, how that affects Twitter itself. But again, I think it's more of a case where the fact that that not you've, but if he's planning to, cut the workforce by half, you might see a lot more hate messages on Twitter as a result, which might rise up into people flocking over to TikTok, or even more to TikTok, or moreover actually to what's that called? Facebook or Instagram, and such. I mean, honestly, I could see potentially, Jack Dorsey coming up with his own Twitter, but on the blockchain. I think I forgot what the name of the thing was that he was creating for it. That might the fact that you have ownership of your content is one big thing, and in that perspective, it might definitely compete out with Twitter to the point like Musk might just freak out a little bit per se, if this new version of Twitter that Jack Dorsey is coming out with might do something about it. Um, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But honestly, if it is half the workforce, I'm not sure why. There must be something. I don't know. We got to see the justification as why he's not letting go of the people. We got to see the type of workforce that he's actually, like laying off. If it's majority of tech, okay. But I think it's more of a case where, like, I think he's trying to possibly, potentially, try to trim out the fat. The non-exceptional people, the pretty much the people that won't succeed at Twitter, or is pretty much bringing down or removing the toxicity from the workforce as well too. If that's the case, okay, so be it. But in reality, that should have been done in the past. If it's a case where like you've got a lot of red tape and office politics to play in, reducing the fat or laying off people doesn't really work at that as well too. To be honest, I mean it's more of a case where like it's always going to happen no matter what, wherever you're at. Um, if that was a case over at Tesla and SpaceX where there was office politics and he tried removing it, okay, great. And if I don't know, I've never heard of office politics over at these two places, but honestly, I would not be surprised if it doesn't exist. So honestly, if there is a case with this at Twitter, we'll see what happens. But I think it's a mistake for him to lay off half the people unless this is another ploy on his part. Okay, again, you're welcome to comment. I'll try to answer all the comments as well too. To be honest, I will answer the comments. Like or dislike, it's up to you. Subscribe if you want to. It's up to you as well too. It would be great if I could actually stream this live every now and then. As far as anything else, that's pretty much it. Again, unedited, unfiltered, and unrehearsed, as you see here.